Actually, ma'am, as early as I think before that, we had a negotiation with the PNP through Major General Silo. But then again, of course, we understand that his higher up would not favor granting us some reprieve. So we were forced to talk to the ISAFP, no? As early as August 30, and I think I requested Governor Hubahib, Edwin Hubahib, my other client who was previously suspended but now back in his position, to have an audience with the AFP through the ISAF. And since August 30, we already had that negotiation. So it was actually the ISAF who arranged the surrender, ma'am.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, my big thanks to General Hambala, General Peralta, the Colonel Ruiz, Colonel Kabading, because I'm very sorry for revealing their names, but I have to tell the truth because PNP seems not to comply with their promises. And it was them who erased everything, and but they insisted for the involvement of the police because they understand that the police need to save their faces.
How is Pastor Apollo Quiboloy's legal team preparing for the slew of cases? Let's bring in someone who can answer that. Attorney Israelito Torion, legal counsel of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, or KOJC. It's been an eventful 24 hours for you. Thanks for making time to talk to us, Attorney Torion.
Yes. Thank you also for the opportunity,
Always.
giving me the time in your very popular program.
Always when we can get some answers. Look, he's been captured. I hope we can have a more forthcoming discussion. So there are some details on the circumstances of his arrest that are still not clear to us. You say he voluntarily surrendered. The police say he was given an ultimatum. He was cornered and eventually captured at Bible school in KOJC compound. We're even getting reports that he may have been captured in North Cotabato. What is the truth, Attorney Torion?
Well, that is the version of PNP that he was cornered. But note that the PNP has been there for the past 15 days, yet nothing happened. And even on August 24, it was really a melee, where we were, General Torre was only giving us 30 minutes and he was only bringing one warrant of arrest. I've been telling this, but without the 30 minutes having lapsed, elements of the police who were fully armed and fully masked destroyed the southern as well as the eastern gate, and they lobbed tear gases. So many overwhelming evidences that tear gases were lobbed, and one person died. At that time, 16 were injured yet at that time, and then 4 suffered heart attack, and 4 children suffered severe anxiety attacks. And eventually, all 59 have been injured, and we have here a situation where the cathedral has been converted into an advanced command post. It was actually desecrated. And then our school, my school, where I am law dean, the ground has been turned into a mining operation, tunneling operation, and excessive force was really used there. And on, I think, September 7 in the morning, I received a text. That's after the Senate hearing, when General Torre was forced to admit, because he really lied when we confronted him as to the truth of the tunneling operations. He even told me that I have to prove it, and that it was only Photoshop. So I challenged the media, we will verify. And I went inside and we were barred 3 times. Right. Even the city building official was barred also. So, but when the senators arrived there, it was proven that he was lying. So during the Senate hearing, he had no other choice except to admit that there was a, a tunneling operations that was actually conducted.
Attorney, sorry,
yes,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but you've said all of this before to us and also to other media.
Yes.
What I'm interested in
he
today.
He was not arrested. He was not arrested.
Right. Okay,
it was
let's
a
just
voluntary surrender.
Let's keep our focus to the last 24 hours. So, Was he arrested? Did he surrender voluntarily? Okay,
He surrendered voluntarily. Actually, ma'am, as early as I think before that, we had a negotiation with the PNP through Major General Silo. But then again, of course, we understand that his higher up would not favor granting us some reprieve. So we were forced to talk to the ISAF, no? As early as August 13, I think I requested Governor Hubahib, Edwin Hubahib, my other client who was previously suspended but now back in his position, to have an audience with the AFP through the ISAF. And since August 30, we already had that negotiation. So it was actually the ISAF who arranged the surrender, ma'am.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, my big thanks to General Hambala, General Peralta, the Colonel Ruiz, Colonel Kabading, because I'm very sorry for revealing their names, but I have to tell the truth because PNP seems not to comply with their promises. And it was them who erased everything. And but they insisted for the involvement of the police because they understand that the police need to save their faces, and that it was even some members of the ISAF who helped us
Okay.
in ensuring
Where did this
that
happen?
Pastor.
Attorney,
Yes.
where did this happen? Saan po nangyari, no? When Pastor Quiboloy met up with ISAF and perhaps Governor Jubahib, where did this happen? Did it happen
No,
inside
it was
the compound?
Governor Hubahib only arranged the meeting as early as August 30. But
Okay.
I don't know where the ISAF got Pastor Quiboloy, but what happened was that the ISAF insisted that he should be arrested inside the compound so that no honor can be broken because the police has already spent so much. And it was the ISAF who insisted that, the PNP should be made to appear as the one who received his custody. Under Rule 113, Section 2, ma'am, an arrest has been defined as it is made by the actual restraint of a person to be arrested. Now, there was no actual restraint that happened because the PNP only got in the loop on September 8 in the morning. It was only that time that I was shocked when I was informed that Pastor Apollo Quiboloy was already inside the compound. And I was shocked. What? He is inside the compound? How did that happen? So I assumed somebody made that happen so that the police would not, lose face. So when we went inside, it was only in the late morning when General Macapas got in the loop. General Macapas is the Director for Intelligence of the PNP. And it was him who promised us that there should be media blackout, no, because that's what our request. And it was when he went inside, I first went inside, I did not know, had no idea as to where Pastor would be picked up. And General Macapas also had no idea as to where he would be picked up. So it was only later around maybe 5, it was already about, late that he was picked up in the favorite place of the PNP where they always conduct the repetitive searches.
Saan
And
po?
that is at the back of the Bible school, ma'am. So that's what happened. So there's no
confirm.
arrest. It was a voluntary surrender.
So you confirm that doon po sa building malapit sa Bible School, doon sa area na yon?
Sa likod po,
nangyari?
sa likod po.
Okay.
Doon po doon nagpa-transfer ng custody
Attorney,
po si Pastor.
It is not just the PNP that we are citing here, but no less than the president who said that the pastor was forced to come out because the police were closing in. That comes from the president himself.
With due respect
So you're
to the
saying that
president,
he is not saying the truth?
He must have been misinformed by his men. Secretary Abalos is not there. The president himself is not there. He is being fed information by the persons who want him good news, no? But if you would further investigate, you would be able to unearth the truth, ma'am.
So, you talked about
that's what really happened
you
in
talked
this
about
case.
negotiations happening. Sabi niyo po, may negotiation na kung pwede
Yeah, it
sana
was series
mag-surrender
of
siya
talks,
sa
ma'am.
loob ng KOJC compound. Tell us more about those negotiations. What exactly did you ask for?
Actually, it was actually series of talks, no? We when we met with ISAF people August 13, then there was subsequent meetings, etc. What we wanted from the ISAF at that time was that we would have wanted them to again the same request that the president would sign a written declaration that he would not extraordinarily render Pastor Apollo si Quiboloy. No, I think I told you that. The same request, I have been consistent. But at that time, I really did not know as to the location of Pastor Apollo si Quiboloy. No? It was only on August 8 that I was informed that he was already back in the compound in order for the operation to to take effect. So that's what happened.
So to clarify, from August 30 until the eventual arrest or surrender nung September 8, Attorney Torion, that's when the negotiations were happening, roughly 1 week, a little bit more.
More or less. Yes,
Wait,
po. Yes,
okay.
po. And,
There's still something that's not clear to me. When you say that ISAF was the one insisting that he be arrested inside the compound, are you saying that Quiboloy was outside the compound all along,
yes,
all this
ma'am.
time?
Yes,
Where
ma'am.
was he?
Because there's
Okay.
that portion in the southernmost portion
Okay.
where it may be easy to sleep in,
Right.
and of course the police they love to sleep, so maybe that became the opportunity for
That
the
hurts.
ISAF to
So was he really in
go
North
inside the
Cotabato?
compound.
Attorney Torion, was he really in North
That
Cotabato?
I cannot confirm as to where his custody was secured by ISAF.
But you can
I was-
confirm
Because
he was
imagine
outside.
what would happen if a news would come out and he is taken outside the compound.
Right.
Imagine the hatred that would be thrown against the policeman, ma'am.
So
Actually, I would not have talked about this if the promises were complied with. No, there was a promise that there will be a media blackout, and General Macapas requested just one picture because accordingly his boss would like to have proof of life accordingly, and we agreed.
Right,
Okay. But no,
Okay.
media blackout. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But when
Attorney-
we arrived in Manila, my cell phone was full of text messages. What's happening?
Yeah.
Because Secretary Abalos already posted in Facebook, and then when we went out of the C-130, there was already the PO
Right.
with the cameras, invading cameras, and then this morning we were not even allowed to We were not even allowed to join the press
Right.
briefing.
Attorney-
So
yeah.
we felt bad, really, ma'am.
Yeah,
Felt frustrated.
I understand because we've been covering this the whole day, so I understand your frustration. But coming back to where he was outside the compound all along. Where was he and who was helping him hide? I mean,
I do not know, ma'am.
he's
I do
already
not
been
know because-
captured. I am hoping you could be more forthcoming with us. He's already been captured, so baka naman you could, be more forthcoming
Honestly,
about this.
I only learned that he was already inside the compound on September 8 in the morning. I was very surprised.
And when
And even before that, I did not know of his exact location. I dealt
Attorney-
with ISAF with all honesty, and I was telling them I really do not know his location. The intelligence service is a way of getting information, and I would not like to delve into the details as to how they were able to find Pastor Apollo.
Attorney, it's been 16 days long of serving this arrest warrant, and we've heard you throw banters with Regional Director Brigadier General Torre. Sabi niyo po, kakasuhan niyo siya, and he will have to face these cases for his lifetime. I mean, it begs the question, why give General Torre his win. With this surrender by Pastor Apollo Quiboloy, you were saying that there are human rights violations with the implementation of this arrest warrant. But
With all honesty, ma'am, with all honesty, it was the idea of ISAF because ISAF wants to, its goal is only to maintain the stability of the nation. And that this is a potential trouble that may trigger big trouble, and that they told us that if we will give the PNP the credit, then they would not lose face. So
Attorney?
that's the idea. And I understood it, ma'am. You know, I'm a kind of person who's really patient. And I am only
Attorney?
forced sometimes to throw diatribes because of, you know, sometimes I also lose cool and because of what was happening in the kingdom. And there was so much violations of the rights of our clients. And so sometimes I would, you know,
Yeah.
throw such threats, which I did also. I filed cases already, but
Attorney,
not many yet. In the process of finalizing most of the complaints.
Right. Understood, attorney, no, that you might have felt really frustrated and, of course, in your role as a lawyer of the flock of the KOJC. But let me ask you this. Was there really an ultimatum? They're saying they gave Pastor an ultimatum. They extended the time frame for that ultimatum, or else what? What was the threat? Was there really a threat na papasukin lahat ng buildings, etc.?
The ultimatum, ma'am, that's news to me. Honestly, that's news to me. But I confirm that there was a text sent to me by a high PNP official, and let's be frank about it. That's General Torre, and he told me that right after the Senate hearing, around 7:32 a.m., that gloves off na daw, and they would be what's it called this? He blamed Senator Bato that they should be armed already in the searches, and that anybody who will try to what's it called this? To harang-harang daw, they will arrest right away. And there were intelligence reports that I received that there was even a person already assigned to arrest me, even a relative of mine. There was also a person who was assigned to arrest Jay Sonsa, Ma'am Lorraine Badoy, the Banateros, etc.
Attorney
So,
Lito?
but a formal ultimatum, I did not know anything about it, or the 1 o'clock what's it called this deadline or something, that's news to me. I only learned about it this morning.
Okay, Attorney Lito, this other thing, right? Of course, now that you told us about what happened, this was also came out last night na doon nga sa ISAFP or Intelligence Service ng AFP. That's where Pastor Quiboloy turned to. Is that because of mistrust for the PNP? Because you also mentioned earlier in your interviews that you gave out just today that you're planning to request for either house arrest or for him to be detained at the AFP. The Department of Defense po has already issued a statement through their spokesperson saying that they're not going to, or they're not open to being the ones to have custody of the pastor. Can you explain that further?
Well, that's sad. Okay. Maybe that's the decision of the Department of National Defense. But having known that, I only learned that 5 minutes ago likewise. And if that is the declaration of the DND, not to back up the recommendation of ISAF, we will respect that, and we will, recalibrate, and we will probably insist in having him house arrested because he is 74 years old, and we will just, make a plea to the court that he is of age and he has certain ailments, and perhaps they could grant that to the good pastor.
Attorney Torion, you have your work cut out for you with these Pasig and Davao cases. Will you still file cases with regard to the serving of the arrest warrant?
We have filed already some, no? And the big cases, we have held them off yet, no? Because we need to understand that not all policemen really had bad faith, no, when they implemented the orders. We understand that, and we will perhaps limit only the cases to those persons who are
Okay.
really guilty
Yeah.
of the crimes that were committed.
Right. Attorney, sorry, we're running out of time, but I wanted to show you one last thing. If I could just call up the photo of you in the first photo that we got of Attorney Torion and Quiboloy. If we could just call that up. I wanted to show you this photo.
Yeah, I was a bit.
Who was in the foreground, Attorney Torion?
That's General Macapas. I think
Okay.
the one wherein I have not seen the picture that you would like to see. That's probably on the airplane.
Yes.
And
And then
that
it
was
was,
the time
was it the C-130?
Yes, the C-130. And he was requesting, sir, pasensya na talaga. Yung boss ko, kailangan lang talaga na, maski isang picture lang po, hindi talaga ito maglabas sa media po. Yan, that's General Macapas. He only got in the loop around 11:30 on September 8. No? He was called by Colonel Ruiz to join us in the meeting. And pardon my face there, I was really tired, had no sleep. So medyo pagod na po ako dyan. So we agreed, no? And yun pala, dating namin sa Manila na po.
Right. Okay.
All over the news na po. So
Okay.
I was personally frustrated. And but, you know, it happened. That's life.
Okay,
Siguro
well,
yun.
we will continue to follow this case and we'll call you back in to talk to us
Thank
about
you very much.
another time.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Attorney
Thank you.
Israelito
Daghang salamat.
Torion, lawyer to Pastor
Daghang salamat.
Apollo Quiboloy and his group, KOJC.